Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's been able to log in quite easily today. We ran into some issues a few weeks back, but happy to see our numbers climbing and attendees joining. If you have a chance, we're going to begin in a few moments. It would be great in the chat section there on the right-hand side if you can type in maybe the city, the country where you're from. Some of the great feedback we've always got is that everybody feels a little more connected when everybody sort of shares information of where they're from and what they're up to. So a great idea. If you have a chance, if you've just joined us, just pop up on the right-hand side. It's always nice to know where everyone is from. And it gives me a little validation that maybe what I'm doing is worthwhile and everybody's enjoying this. So today, second in our series of 4, we are talking about attracting investors for public companies, completely different than attracting consumers of products or services for companies. We are trying to make sure that you get great access to investors, and we found 4 great ways to do it. We do it here all day long at Stock Marketing. So we want to share some tips, some tricks regarding social media, and more importantly, a mindset that we're going to talk about today, which makes all the difference in the world. So hopefully you can hear me clearly. Hopefully you can see me. We have never figured out how to put a good backdrop on Demio here, so you're stuck with me in a green screen today. So I'm Scott Briard, very excited to have you with us. This is my passion. This is what we do here at Stock Marketing, online marketing for public companies. Today we're going to tackle about 20 minutes of content. And then most importantly, let's get into about 10 minutes of Q&A at the end. If you have questions regarding your public company, whether you're a CEO, head of IR, you're an executive, let's chat about your sort of struggles with social media or some things you find valuable to it. So series obviously for CEOs, executives, heads of IR. Most important thing is that I provide you with some value and want to make sure you come out of some great things from this. The ultimate goal of IR, obviously, is to tell your company's story, convert investors into shareholders of your company. And I firmly believe these 4 webinars, tackling websites, social media, executive branding, really tie everything together for you and allow you to grow. So this week, we're talking about social media. I dove in this morning to try and see if demographics have changed so far in 2022. And it has. North American adults are now spending 2 hours and 27 minutes a day on social. It's insane. We know website use and online use last week or 2 weeks ago, we spoke about 6 hours a day North American adults are online. More than 51% are on mobile, more than 6 hours a day online. 2 hours and 27 minutes of that is in social. So today we'll tackle 4 most important social media platforms for investors, and then what you can do to sort of get involved. Now, a lot of you at home, if you're over the age of 55, maybe you're not addicted to social media like everybody, although you're probably on Facebook looking at images of your grandkids or local birthday parties and things you're attending. But anybody, and I have an iPhone, so I did this morning, checking my own stats, and you can, and it's shocking. iPhones put it there. I'm sure Android has it as well. If you know how, certainly post about it on the right-hand side. But for iPhone, when this webinar is over, open up your settings, and I'll do it here on my phone, and then head into screen activity. It's insane. Screen time. There's your average hours. I'm sitting on 2 hours and exactly 27 minutes on social yesterday. So it's the exact same time that they guessed it here. 2 hours and 27 minutes sitting on social. So it's here and it's happening. Why is it important for you to use? Because it's free. If you think about the amount of money your public company has spent over the years on road shows, trade shows, investor forums, social media marketing for public companies is free. If you had a chance to put your company's story or an advertisement in the Wall Street Journal, you would do it. Believe it or not, Wall Street Journal's only got 2 million in circulation. Facebook's sitting on more than 2 billion, about to surpass 3 billion users, and it's completely free. So just think about the time and creativity. There's only 2 things you need to be successful in social media marketing. And the most important thing to it all, it's completely free. But Social media requires a mindset. Most marketers and most people think about marketing their company as in selling their products or services. And it's not what this is at all. So if you're coming to me today and you're from a company that sells products, your social media marketing to your investors is not the products. It's your financials, your news releases, your investor presentations. It's any information that's going to lead an investor to believe the share price is going to grow. If you're in a service, it's not about being Rogers selling a phone package plan. It's about you telling potential investors that, hey, we have new products coming out. Hey, we've got new executives on the team. Financials are looking good. Make an investment, become a shareholder. Completely different mindset. And so much so that with some of our clients, we've actually created, and I recommend this for you, not if you're in mining, but if you got a product or service, think about beginning social media accounts just for IR. And a great example that we did this for is Skylight Health. We went ahead, Skylight Health, NASDAQ listed. We've been a client, they've been a client of ours 2 years, Pratt and Cash. Their social media as a health company is promoting their service, their doctor's appointments opportunities, their healthcare centers and clinics across the US, promoting on social media availability, open 7 hours a day, new doctor here, hey, convenient location, we're in a bus line, all those things that would make you want to become a patient. But we went ahead and created IR accounts on social media for them. And we did it because we're able to promote the fact that great financials, new financing, recently listed on the NASDAQ. Hey, we've just hired a new president. All the key things that'll matter to investors. So Skylight's a great example. We went ahead and we did a separate account completely for IR for their company. So let's jump into this. We only have a few short slides. About me, well, you don't need to know about me. That's not what this is. If you do need to know about me, stockmarketing.ca. I'll put the website up a little later on. Learn lots about me. More importantly, this is all about you and what social media can do for your public company. So number one, we're going to talk about 4 platforms. The number one platform for investors is Twitter. It sounds crazy, may not be what you use all day long, but it is where investors are all day long bragging about the stocks they buy, stocks they've done well on, stocks they recommend. If you can believe it, that's where it is. 22% of North American adults are daily Twitter users, and 84% of these are university grads. There they are daily logging and talking about your company. So what's interesting about Twitter is you don't need to have an account for them to be speaking about you already. If you actually go to Twitter and log in and take your stock tag, your stock symbol, and use a $ and then the stock symbol, it'll actually populate with everybody that's talking about your company. It's how people get into Twitter and be able to search by a company. So you're not searching by the company account. You're actually searching about those talking about the stock. A great way for you to engage with other investors and a great way for you to learn more about those speaking about your public company. But most importantly, if your public company is not on Twitter, head in, build a profile just as you would build a profile for a personal person. Add your logo, add your website, add a bio, description about your company, choose a great handle for it, the @ symbol with a company handle, and start posting consistently. And like all social media platforms, you need to be posting about content you would put in a news release, an investor presentation, or anything you would put on your website that would attract investors. Key things: consistency, creativity, and make sure you're there and make sure you're found on Twitter. Second most important platform is LinkedIn, no doubt. LinkedIn will outlast the others. Everything will sort of run its cycle. I think Facebook might be next, to tell you the truth. Twitter's there, Instagram's there, but LinkedIn's not going anywhere. LinkedIn is where we go. We're not looking at pictures of burgers. We're not looking at pictures of cars. We're not looking at pictures of people's travel. We're there when we're in a mindset of money. We're climbing a corporate ladder. We're investing in companies, might be applying for jobs. You're on LinkedIn when you're thinking about money. And that's where you need to be promoting your public company to potential investors. So LinkedIn, 25% of North American adults have a profile on LinkedIn. They're all there. They're using it often. Worldwide, 810 million users. And can you believe it? 41% of users are millionaires. I know we don't think about much about millionaires anymore, but it does mean something. They're your demographic potentially to be buying your shares, to be on the stock market, trading your stocks. So focus here. And unlike building a personal profile on LinkedIn, what you're going to build is a company page. So there's a great example, Dwayne Parham, Madison Metals on the right-hand side. There's their LinkedIn company page. Wonderful banner for the company, commenting on important things. Stock symbols are there. Their logo is there. Brief bio, where they're located. Most importantly, a link back to their website so people can go and learn more about the company. And there's posting every week. Information that would be found on a recent news release, maps from recent assay results, content from their investor presentation, bios on their executives. If you ever want to know what to post to social media, visit our website, take a look at the examples of what we post for our clients. Lots of great information. And there's Madison doing incredibly well with hundreds of followers. Now, with all of this about social media, the most important thing is not to get discouraged. You're not the Kardashians. You're not Dan Bilzerian. You're not going to make it into the millions and millions of followers. It's not going to happen. But be happy if you get to 500 followers. Be happy if you get to 1,000 followers on any of these platforms, because it means at any point in time when you release information, you get 1,000 viewers, 1,000 eyeballs, 2,000 eyeballs. They're going to capture your attention. So make sure you're posting and don't get discouraged if numbers are a little low. They do grow over time. And it's not about the likes and shares. It's about the impressions. How many people, when you go back and take a look at analytics, how many people have caught your information? They may not have clicked like, they may not have clicked share, but they would have read your content. So impressions are key, and don't get discouraged by your following, but post consistently information investors would want to know. Facebook, hard to believe, but Facebook is actually about to surpass 3 billion users. I don't know where the world's at. If anybody knows, throw it into the chat section. I don't know what the world population is right now. If we've hit 9 billion, well, Facebook's got a third. We're 7, 8 billion. Well, Facebook's up there, and it's still compiling a majority of the population of the world. It's crazy. Facebook itself, still number one as a platform in the world. 66% of users are logging in daily. It's pretty crazy to think about it. Not many other social platforms get to that level. Here's what's really crazy. The average user is 20 hours a month browsing. It's almost a full day a month users spend buried in Facebook. And again, sure, we're looking at pictures of cars and recent travel of our friends and birthday parties, but we're also there absorbing content of companies we've invested in. So make sure you're there. Unlike a personal profile in Facebook, your public company is going to build a fan page. It's an actual company page. You want to make sure you get lots of things like photos and videos you have that would matter for investors. Lots of great content like PDFs of your investor presentation or recent news release, photos of your executive, bio information. Make sure you're populating and populating often. Great example here of Longcore, one of our clients and has been for 2 years as well. Lots of great information about them. And again, building a great following. It's not into the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, but you know what? It means a lot when there's a few hundred or a few thousand investors following a company. Great things can be done in one day on a news release. We've got 1,000 followers on social media. It's shocking how much of an impact it can have. Instagram. And I know everybody thinks it's, well, university students, high school students, lots of photos and information. Well, think about if you're a mining company, and most of you here that I saw that registered for this, over 100 of you, most of you are in mining. How many photos do you have of your properties, projects you have, wherever they are in the world? How many great photos do you have? Instagram is the right spot to choose to post information about them. So fill your entire profiles full of photos from there. Make sure they're edited and they're cleaned up a little bit. We add lots of great content when we do custom graphics on them. But post content from your properties there. Everybody's there looking at photos all day long and scrolling. If you're a public company, build a profile, and any photos that are relative to your products, your services, or your properties, if you're in mining, post about them. A great way to get access to people. Instagram, 2 billion users, not far behind Facebook, and Facebook owns it. So 2 billion users there. 59% of North American adults are logging in every day. Did you get that? Almost 60% of North American adults are logging in to Instagram every day. 2 billion users worldwide. It's free. So don't be ridiculous. If you're a public company, whether you do it, staff member, somebody on the executive, somebody needs to post content from your public company onto something like Instagram. It's huge, it's growing, and it's not just the millennials that are on there. It's people of every age, and all it takes is for one click to follow, and you've captured them potentially forever, and you might be able to convert them into an investor. So get involved, get into Instagram, tell your company's story there. Finally, lastly, a lot of public companies are doing interviews. And when you do, you spend a lot of money on it. I know you do when you're interviewed. And usually the final edited production from a CEO interview ends up being posted to the third party company and they put it out there. You actually never end up with the asset itself. So it's posted by them to their YouTube, maybe to their website. Most of them don't even think about using a podcast, but I'm going to change your thinking here. Get a hold of the MP4 whenever you're interviewed and ask for permission for your company to promote it, because you need to build your own YouTube following as a public company. Don't rely on all of these third-party companies to put it out and hopefully they get views and maybe they got traction. No. Build your own following. When I got involved in this industry, 23 years of online marketing, website design, e-commerce, companies across North America. When I got involved in the public company space, I was shocked at how many public companies went, well, we pay these guys every month and they put us on their social media. It's the wrong way to do it. Build your own following on all these platforms we're talking about. You'll have it forever as a public company. And YouTube, whenever you're interviewed, ask these third-party companies to give you the MP4, the video file. Build your own YouTube channel, because 81% of North American adults are on YouTube every day, while 52% of them are logging in daily. 81% of all North American adults have a YouTube account. They're logging in. The average North American adult is watching almost a day's worth each and every. How many days left? You're almost on Facebook for a day. Damn it, you're almost on YouTube for a day. Almost every North American adult is spending an entire day on YouTube watching videos in the course of a month. It's insane. So build your own YouTube channel. It's not hard. This is not rocket science. And get a hold of that MP3. So there's Idaho Champion, great example, client of ours. When we interview them through Today's Stocks with either Pat Bolland or Natalie Stoberman, we take the MP3 and we actually, MP4 video, and we put it on their YouTube. We want them to build a following on their YouTube channel. So build your channel, as with all other platforms, bio, link to your website, logos, key information for people to become attached to your brand, and post to YouTube, start building your own following, get your own subscribers there. Podcasts, the audio from these video interviews, so important. You're CEO, you got a great product to talk about, or you've got a service to talk about, or somebody on your executives, talking about the mining production that you just began somewhere in the world. Take these videos, which can easily be converted into an MP3, which is audio, and build podcast channels. Pick up your cell phone, any one of you, your mobile. There's a podcast button on it. I don't care if you're Android or if you're iPhone. There's a podcast button there. Have a look around your room. I don't have one in here, but we did before. Smart speakers, Alexa or Amazon, podcast play out of these. People are listening to their podcast, whether they're driving their car, they're running on a treadmill, they're walking their dog, they're in the subway. Podcasts are getting listened to. 26% of North American adults listen to a podcast weekly. And look at this demographic. 66% of them are university degree graduates. 65% of them are over 35. This is your demographic of a potential investor. So build a podcast channel. Make it really easy for people to listen to the interviews you conduct with third parties, and build a following on a podcast channel. So easy to do. If you don't know, reach out to me. I'll gladly explain it. Build podcast channels across Amazon, Apple, Google Android, and Spotify. Another huge potential there. Podcast channels can be built on all of them, and you can easily upload the audio from any of these interviews you do. A great way to build a following. Podcasts are huge. They're only growing. and another great way for you to capture investors. So most important of all of this is all free. It just takes time and it just takes creativity. You probably have it because you've already figured out how to log into Demio and watch this webinar. If you have the ability to do this, you probably have the ability to post to social media. And if this is ever perplexing to you for some reason, well, I would love to talk to you about it. I'm going to put in my link here to reach me, and you can jump in with me for 20 minutes anytime through Zoom, and let's chat about issues you have with social media, questions you have about any of the platforms and what you need to post and what you need to do. I'd love to chat with you. I believe in this so much that, we're researching what's coming down the pipe, because next after these 4 platforms, I know Reddit's going to be a key for investor relations. Discord's obviously huge for investors. How to involve public companies and get into it, we're also researching and trying to get involved in as well. So 2 key things we're doing here at Stock Marketing for our clients, and we're trying to do our best to keep on top of that as well. So that's it for me about social media. The right-hand side chat area, I'd love to hear from you, whether you have any questions, any comments. Most important thing, I hope I find you 2 weeks from now. We're going to talk about something most people in IR don't even think about. Everybody's so company focused, they kind of forget about their executives. And something great with LinkedIn, as I'm telling you, LinkedIn's the most important platform to me anyway for public companies in the future of social, business-wise, promoting the executives on LinkedIn. So building a brand for your executives on the LinkedIn platform is huge for investors. Investors want to know who the jockey is on the horse, and they're going to bet on them as much as they bet on the horse itself. They want to know who's leading the charge. So executive branding, we'll chat about it in about 2 weeks from now. Would love to show you what we've done with some of our clients, getting up to 10 and 20,000 connections on LinkedIn. And think about that as an individual. Anytime a news release from the company is posted, 10 and 20,000 people have it go by their news feed. How huge is that to a public company to get immediate access to 10 and 20,000 people? We've done it for our clients, and I'd love to teach you how to do it as well. So 2 weeks from now, join me. We'd love to chat more about executive branding, and to be able to sign up on LinkedIn as you did for today's webinar. So I'm here next few minutes. We did pretty good, 23 minutes into it. I'm usually long-winded and end up for a half hour. Any questions you have, any information you'd like to share, anything I can provide to you, I'd love to know. You've got me here for a few minutes. Who's using social media? Tell me, what platforms are you using? Love to hear about it. What's worked? What am I missing? I'd love to know if I am missing. As a public company, are you using Discord? Are you using Reddit? What's working for you to capture the attention of investors for your public company? And most importantly, my link's there at stockmarketing.ca. Sign up for me anytime. My calendar's right on there. I'm pretty transparent about what we do here at Stock Marketing. There's secret sauces to it. We gladly give it away. It's important for all of you to find value in what we share. So, Steve, thank you. Always appreciate your comments and joining us here each time we have a webinar. Cameron from Vancouver was with us. Robert from Vancouver, client of ours. Great to see you. Gord from Ontario. Janet from Vancouver. Thank you. James, Nancy, Vancouver. We must have the entire TSX venture with us today, which is always great. So my name is Scott Briard. Again, link on the right-hand side, stockmarketing.ca/Scott. My calendar is there. I'm here. Love to chat with you. I love making friends in this industry. I have for the last 6 years. I walked around PDAC last month with my wife, Kelly. We got hugged. We got hugged by so many people that we have as clients. We are passionate about what we do. We love what we do. We love clients. We love new clients. But we love providing value, most importantly, to all of you, and making sure that you're taking advantage of this. Road shows, investor forums. How many of these things are dead? They're not happening anymore, not since COVID. Everybody's online, and let's make sure you are. So 2 weeks from now, we will see you attracting investors with executive branding for public companies. I look forward to it. I will see you then. Thank you for joining us today. Thanks for making your way into here. If you wish to rewatch this, I'll make sure the video lands on that page on our website as well. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.